Well, as you may know, because you sent them, I get a lot of questions from viewers about cheating, having affairs, people wondering, why does this happen? Who would do something like this? How can I spot it, and how can I keep it from happening to me? Well, you may not like some of the answers that you hear today, but we are going to have what may be the most honest, unvarnished discussion about this topic you have ever heard. Today, we're going to shed some light on infidelity and finding out how you can protect your own marriage, as well as understanding what really goes on with this group. Now, let me tell you, this may not be who you think it is, because these women behind me are all mistresses. The other women that sleeps with somebody else's husband. They're members of a Mistresses Anonymous support group, and they feel that the man is also to blame since he lies and cheats to them, and in some cases on them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Women cheat too, and you're right, but today the focus is on the men. Now, most quality research suggests that about 22 to 25% of married men in the United States admit to cheating. Now, Judy, for example, is currently in a 15-year affair with a married man. She says she wants to leave him, but fears that she'll let him back into her life if she does. So, Judy, you're in an affair with a married man for 15 years, correct?
Yes.
And you knew he was married when you started?
He told me he was separated. I didn't know he was married.
He told you he was married but separated?
Yes.
So you knew he was married?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, that's not an essay question. I mean...
No, it's not, but to me, separated meant that he had the intention of leaving.
Okay, and how soon after that did you find out that, in fact, he wasn't separated?
Probably 4 or 5 months.
You actually divorced your husband?
Yes.
To marry this guy?
That was my hope, yes.
But he didn't divorce his wife?
No.
And so you got stiffed? He didn't do what he said, and you did?
Right.
Okay. And tell me why you're doing this.
I think I stayed through most of it. I was raising my 2 children alone. I didn't want to do the Brady Bunch thing. I didn't want to get remarried. I didn't want to have that confusing dynamic. So it worked for me for a while.
What's he been telling you that keeps you coming back, not just month after month, but year after year after year?
When I'm with him, I feel like I'm the best possible Judy that I can be. He makes me feel like I am the best possible human that I can be. But then when he leaves, I feel horrible. So it's like an addiction, I guess.
You've even tried to help him leave her, right?
Yeah, I did.
Like you took a naked photo of you and him and put it on her window at work?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay.
I wanted the truth to be known. My parents know I was seeing him. My children know I was seeing him. I wanted her to know that I was seeing him.
But he's the one that's lying and cheating. Why would you punish her? Why would you try and inflict pain on her?
Because I thought that that would make her leave him and then I would get him.
Okay, where's Deb? You say that you've dated a lot of married men, right?
I've had 2. I've met several, but I would say relationships with 2.
Yeah.
One over 10 years, one for about 6 months.
Did you believe also that these married men were going to leave their wives and come with you?
No, my story is a little bit different. I became addicted to him. Like you said, I feel it was a little bit of coercion. I really feel that he had this power over me that I can't explain. It was almost like an addiction.
Now, Sarah, you've been involved with a lot of married men as well, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. In fact, you've turned this into kind of a business.
I wish it was a business. No, I do it all for free.
Well, what do you mean you haven't tried to turn it? You've written a book about it, right?
Yes, I've written a book about it.
And you have a website about it.
Mm-hmm. I do all my work for free. My book is currently not in the shops. We just use it as a trade manual for ourselves.
Well, you self-published it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and what do you talk about in this book, Having an Affair?
Basically, I try to expose the lies that married men tell to lie to two women, which is us and the wife. And I always say that the mistress and the wife has so much in common because we're both sharing half of one man, whereas he's getting the best out of two women. So we're both with a liar and a cheat, but we both tend to hate each other because that's the way it goes, but we're really in the same situation. So my book is to highlight those kind of things and to try to stop women dating married men or to get out of the relationships they're in with them.
Okay. But you say you have a lot in common with the wives. I think a lot of them might disagree with you about that. Mm-hmm. You may have some things in common in that you're sharing a man, but it's their man.
But if they're so happy at home, why are they coming to look for women like us? Most of the men I've met have always told me they're unhappy at home.
Do you take any responsibility for this, or is it the men that are I mean, because you know they're married. In fact, you say you actually pursue married men.
I don't think I said that.
You don't pursue married men?
No, I don't.
You said, and I quote, "I fell into a pattern of pursuing married men. That's what I became attracted to."
I don't remember saying that, and I have not pursued. I'd say they pursue us.
Do you try to make money out of this with the guys? I mean, do you try to get them to take care of you?
No, but I say that if you're dating, and even if you're a single girl dating a single wealthy boyfriend, you know, everybody likes to be spoiled, so if he has the capacity to do it, I think a married man should treat his other woman the same that he would his wife, or if not better. If you are going to be involved with a man who's giving you the crumbs of his time, treat him like he's treating you and get something out of it, because the married man is the one that's getting everything out of it. His life is enriched by having certain voids filled by another woman. And I've had this told to me by a man I was involved with for a very long time, who actually was my wake-up call because he broke my heart. And he told me that because of my relationship with him, he was able to go home and be a better father and a better husband, because he was no longer searching for the emotional connection that his wife refused to meet. So I was helping him, and I was at home an absolute wreck because I'm in love with a guy who's going
So you felt
home.
like you were doing a service for this family.
Yeah. Care in the community, I call it.
You were helping him be a better father and a better
But at
husband.
the
So
time,
you're actually
I was,
like a therapist.
Yeah, I was so far in denial at the time.
I mean, my man used to come to me 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, telling me all his problems. I mean, it wasn't just about sex. So we're their support system. They come to us to share their problems at home, their problems at work, their problems with life. And then they go back home all invigorated, rejuvenated, and go on with their marriage. I think this is going to come out wrong, but I think we actually help their marriage because they're able to come vent with us.
So you think you actually helped their marriage?
I do.
So,
In many cases.
I mean, I don't want to help the marriage, but I think that that's what they come to us for.
well, no, that's an interesting theory. Okay, are single women drawn to someone else's man? Now, a recent study says yes. You meet a guy and he's taken, and his approval rating goes way up. It's like somebody else wants him, so there must be something there. Well, we decided to put that research to the test, and we sent an actor into a local bar with a wedding ring on to see how single women responded. Take a look.
Hey, I'm here at a popular club. It's Friday night in Los Angeles. A lot of beautiful women coming here. Let's go find out if it's true that women really do prefer men who are attached. Can I join you for a couple of minutes? Let me just say this. Let's say you have a husband, you marry him, and next thing you know, he gains 50 pounds and turns into a bastard. Well, picture that as my wife, but a woman. I'm telling you, ouch is right. You actually remind me a lot of her when she was young and beautiful and nice.
When's your divorce final?
Can I get your phone number?
Even though my friend knew he was married and she still lived with the woman, my friend did give him her phone number.
Can I have a kiss on the cheek? All right. Bingo, bingo. Oh, you find that a lot? Things changed since we got married. Why, you have a problem with the guy who's married?
No.
I would divorce her, but we have way too many tax exemptions. I was going to the bar, there was a long line, and I saw the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, who reminds me of what my wife could never be.
You're good.
I'm married, but who cares? Can I get your number? So I talked to 9 girls, and 3 of them gave me their phone numbers, and they knew I was married. And the others didn't, and they didn't want anything to do with me. There really are some girls that just don't care and seem to actually be more attracted to me because I was married.
Well, Brett is here, and he's actually not married. So you, Brett, you put this ring on and you went in. How many phone numbers did you get?
3.
3 phone numbers.
3.
With a wedding ring on.
Absolutely.
Girls saw the ring and gave you their number anyway, said, call me.
Absolutely, I was blatant about it.
You had some people that gave you the stiff arm, right? Said, hey, we don't get away, you're married.
Some girls were upholding the sanctimony of marriage, absolutely.
All right, I want to talk some more about this. Sarah Simons is a former mistress, and she says that she's here with women from her online support group, Judy, Deborah, who we've talked to, Martina, Brenda, and Alyssa. There's always this old saying about honor among thieves. You've had these affairs and then gone and written about them. Do you feel bad about that at all? That you both did this knowingly, but then you went and, because you were involved with a politician in England, right? And you say you had a 7-year affair with Gordon Ramsay, who's a chef.
That story was exposed, but when they did come to me and ask for my side of the story, absolutely I want to give it, so every word is right. I don't want somebody to write it for me. In my book, I don't name anybody. My book is
and he
more,
denies it, right?
and he still is denying it, yeah.
He's still denying it. But do you feel bad about talking about that? I mean, y'all did that together, and you knew he was married, right?
I don't feel bad, Dr. Phil, because it's a case of the other woman gets cast aside, whereas these guys tend to go on with their lives, their happy families, whereas we're the ones who suffer, which is why I started my online support group. I'm not saying that the other woman shouldn't take responsibility, especially if they know the man is married, but you can't ever have been the other woman because you're a man, so you'll never understand the guy.
No, that's why I have y'all here, because I want to know.
It's
I want to know what
phenomenal.
you think about this.
I really want to say that we are not really chasing married men. And really we get pursued, or at least for myself.
You were pursued.
But the wives, I believe, they want to make sure that their wife stays uncovered and to the public at least, that nothing really can rock their household. And they're coming up with this story, or this other woman is trying to destroy my life and my family.
Right.
But
Where
the
it's the
husband
husband
made
who's actually
over
destroying it.
450 phone calls trying to really, I wasn't really squeezing his arm to call. And I think that's the story that has to be
Your
told.
question was, why do these wives get so dramatic? Why all this wife
Well,
drama?
we are all
You're
emotional
sleeping
when we
with
get-
their husband.
I understand that, but you know what? Then just leave it at home, shut the door, and leave the other woman and make it work. Make your marriage work. I didn't pursue him. That's the point. That's the bottom line. So either fix your marriage or get out. I mean, you have choices in life, right?
All right, now, Brenda, you were in a relationship for 2.5 years with a married man?
Right.
Did you live with him?
I did, and I did not go after him. I want to say I was in a long-term marriage, 20 plus years. I thought his marriage was over. He was leaving his marriage. I mean, he was not my type. I wasn't even attracted to him. But as we got to know each other, I fell in love with his spirit. And and then he left his wife. I mean, he told me his marriage was over. He was leaving. I didn't pursue anybody.
And I guess this is, and I'm not sure that makes it okay, because if you know they're married, you know they're married. But the point is, these guys are selling y'all a bunch of lines, I mean, that we hear all the time, and you think when you hear it, nobody really believes that. My wife doesn't understand me.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in the other room.
Good.
But you bought it, right?
I bought it.
But didn't he cheat on you with somebody else?
Once we moved in and the catch was over, or however you want to put it, yeah.
Right, the chase was over.
The chase was over, and I was his and had a ring, and the date was set, yeah.
Then he cheated with somebody else, and you found out.
Many. Oh, yeah.
A bombshell.
I've been unfaithful to my wife.
Sanford admitted yesterday he cheated on his wife with a woman in Argentina.
I hurt my wife. I hurt you all. All I can say is that I apologize.
Tonight, former presidential candidate John Edwards admits to an affair that he had dismissed as tabloid trash.
I have no idea what you're asking about. I don't respond to these lies.
But the rumors he once denied are true.
Louisville basketball coach Rick Pitino told police he had sex with a woman who is now accused of trying to extort $10 million from him.
Authorities say 4 local women carried out the ultimate revenge against a cheating husband.
The alleged incident happened here at the Lakeview Motel. We're told one of the women lured the victim here because of his infidelity. Things got out of hand when this woman, Therese Zeman, struck the victim in the face and used crazy glue on another part of his body. The victim began screaming for help. That's when the women fled from the motel, taking the man's cell phone, wallet, and vehicle.
Okay, now that is wife drama right there. Now, those are just a few of the latest scandalous affairs. Today we're talking with the other woman that have been in relationships with married men. Judy, Deborah, Martina, Brenda, Elisa, and Sarah are some of the women from a mistress support group, and they all say that they are lied to just like the wives. Now, what were you saying to me as we were coming out of break about men?
You're giving the impression that we are totally at fault at this and the men are not at fault. And
No, that's not my intention.
That's how it's coming across.
Well, but you know why? It's because you don't seem to take any accountability whatsoever.
No accountability.
Right. I mean, you have to
I'm in my
understand,
home.
you made the decision to do this. I'm just saying everybody has to own it. Are the guys the one that are out on the prowl? Absolutely. Are they married and violating that? Yes. Are they the one that took the vow? Yes. Are they the one that's breaking the contract with their wife? Yes. Do you have a contract with anybody? No. I get all of that. But don't tell me that you don't understand why a woman would be upset about you sleeping with her husband.
But Dr. Phil, we can't
Yes.
force a man to cheat. It's impossible to try and force a man to have sex with you or to cheat on his wife. I think it's a conscious decision. He doesn't just wake up that morning and think, I'm going to go out and cheat today. He's unhappy, he's lacking in certain things he should be talking to his wife about, but instead he comes out and meets women like us and reels us in with his unhappiness. We are emotionally needy. He's
Okay.
unhappy. It's not rocket science.
What you say he comes out and meets women like us. What are women like you?
Single women who get taken in, perhaps we're emotionally needy, unmarried. We can't meet, there's very, very few decent single guys out there. So sometimes when the wrong guy comes along and he's married, we don't say no.
But aren't you cheating yourselves?
Yes.
I mean, you've been in this for 15 years, and where are you now? You are divorced and living alone.
Mm-hmm. I'm living with my children.
Well, but you... Okay. Okay.
I think we're
No,
cheating.
I know what you're saying.
I don't think you do.
I don't have a future.
I think we're cheating ourselves.
That's right. You're cheating yourself here. I'm actually trying to help you here. I wish we'd have had this conversation 14 years and 51 weeks ago, because I would have told you this is a dead-end street. Listen, take it from guy to guy. Just let me be your friend at the factory here. They have lied to y'all, correct?
Right.
And some of it, you knew better. Come on, don't tell me you didn't know better when you were hearing it. You believed it because you wanted to believe it.
I understand that everybody thinks that we are the ones that are wrong, but we do get stuck loving these men. And Sarah has brought us together so that we can vent and our pain is heard and understood. Nobody else will hear our pain.
Listen, make no mistake. I do not doubt for 1 second that you guys have experienced a lot of pain as a process of this. I totally get that. Now, Melvine is here, and she says both men and mistresses are to blame. What do you say about this? Stand up if you would, so that Kimmel can find you.
I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all of this, and it's very sad to me because I have been cheated on. And you have inflicted pain upon myself and other women who were in committed relationships. It's not any one of you all's business to fix a man's marriage. You have no business dating, talking to, going to lunch, you're helping him, counseling him, a man about his marital issues.
You give advice, you work with. Isn't that a natural thing to do?
Okay,
Why
here's
don't you put
here's
yourself
where I'm going
in other
with it.
people's shoes?
If the man is
Because,
married and you
is
know
the same
it,
thing.
if the man is married and you know it, I don't care what
you
point
have
in time
to bring
you
it
find
out.
out
You
about
have
it.
to wear
Whether
our
it was
shoes
initial
in order
contact,
to
whether it was after
understand
6
where
months,
we are
2 months,
coming
3
from.
months, you know
Whatever
that
it
he's
is, or don't
married.
talk to them and don't
You
advise
have
them.
the opportunity to say
Stop. If you're both talking at the same time, I can't hear either one of you.
Because you're trying to justify this to me, and you're never going to justify it.
Time out. Time out. What do you want to say?
Yeah, that's a no-no. We all know it's a no-no.
God, good one.
Okay, what do you want to say? One at a time. Go ahead.
Why don't you just walk our shoes and just be
No, I
like
don't wanna
with your
walk your shoes,
coworker
honey.
and don't counsel and don't say
no,
anything
no.
and don't give any
Never that.
advice. Just try that.
No.
Oh, okay,
No, I
then-
would never try that.
Oh, okay, but it's a natural thing to do.
I know
okay?
my self-worth.
We're not looking for
and
that
I will
just
never
because of
try to
talking
walk
about
in
that.
your shoes
We are
to
not
sleep
inviting them
and
just to
tear
give
up a
really some
person's
information
marriage and
about
their
it. That's
family.
really the point.
Period. Period. I would never do it. I would never do it. I would never do it. I would never do it.
We didn't ask for it, okay? We didn't ask
Sounds
for
like
it.
to me, maybe we need to
did
go
not
this way.
ask for
If
it,
you're
and
going
we were
shopping, you know it's
pursued, and that's
Christmas
the bottom
time, right? You
line.
got a bunch
That's
of
the
bags, and
bottom line.
somebody's
So
chasing you,
easy
you've got
to
a mask
say.
and a
Yeah,
gun.
well,
You're just
yeah,
gonna
of
go,
course.
oh, here's my
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Just
the
come
way
and
it
rob
goes.
me.
Okay,
No.
We didn't ask
Hold
for
on.
it.
Whoa, time out. Time out, time out. See that sign up there? Yeah. It's my show. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
But if you are hurting from dating somebody's husband and you don't get him, which is what you ultimately want, is for him to leave his wife and to come and be a husband to you, then you own that pain. That pain has your name on it, and you need to deal with that pain.
If this lady as a wife would like us to own our own pain, I would like to say, do wives own their own responsibilities to keep their husbands happy in all areas? Excuse me.
Hold on, let her finish.
So that he doesn't feel the need.
Okay, let her finish.
So that he may not feel the need and desire to cheat on you.
That's not your business. What is wrong
I'm not asking
with
if my
a
business. I'm
man's
asking
wife
if you
and
take that
his
responsibility.
problems?
That's what I'm asking. Do wives?
But why is that a concern to you?
Because,
About what's
I'll
going
tell
on
you
in
why.
his marriage?
Because
If
when-
he's married, just
Can't
say
speak if
no.
you're speaking.
Because you're putting it back on us.
It's
Because it should be back on you.
No, it should
and
be
it's
back with
not.
your husband.
Well, now, Mark is legally married but separated from his wife and having an affair with his live-in girlfriend while he's also cheating on her with another woman. He says he wants to stop all this, but he's honest in saying he just doesn't know if he can. Now, Mark has agreed to speak with us today, but he doesn't want his face shown on TV. So, what do you want to say, Mark?
It is our fault. It is. And I don't want my son to grow up like me. I don't. But I've always been like that. I just don't know how it stops. I don't even know how it starts. I'll get married. I'll always tell myself that I'm not going to do it again, and I always end up doing it.
You've had multiple affairs. When I say multiple, I mean multiple with a capital M.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, how do you get these women to do this?
You just talk to them.
But they're saying that it's lies, it's poor me, it's... How do you do it? How do you do it?
It's never poor me. It's just you're nice to them. That's all it is. And you can't blame the wife. You can't. It's not the wife's fault. It's the guy's fault, period. Okay?
So was your wife treating you well when you were out cheating?
All of them were.
Pardon me?
All of my ex-wives were.
So all of your ex-wives were treating you well?
Yes.
But despite that, you went out
and cheated.
And cheated.
Right.
And I say this in all due respect, take it from one mutt to another. You ain't exactly Brad Pitt.
No, I'm not.
Okay?
That's fine.
I mean...
Yeah, I know.
At least you've got hair. I mean, come on. But even so, you find all of these willing participants out there.
Yes.
Okay, and so what would you say to a woman to be nice to her? How would you do this?
I would just introduce myself and talk to them, say you look pretty. And believe it or not, sometimes women are looking just for sex. And that's all it comes down to. And you're nice to them, you strike a conversation, and they start liking you, and leads from this to that, and eventually, before you know it, you're in another relationship.
Wow.
Relationship.
Because it starts out as an affair.
Do you hide the fact that you're married?
At first, yes.
Okay. So does the girl that you're living with and cheating on, does she know you're cheating on her?
She suspects, but the girl I'm cheating on with the girl I'm cheating on, not the girl I'm living with, the other girl, she knows that I'm still married and live with my girlfriend.
And the girl that you're living with who doesn't know you're cheating on her, does she watch the DrPhil show?
Oh, yeah, she'll see it.
So she will see this
Yes.
and she'll recognize your voice.
Yes, she knows I'm on here.
And so she's now going to know that you're cheating on her. How do you feel about that?
It needs to come out, because I recently got full custody of my son.
And he's 16.
He's 16. He's very naive. So I don't want him knowing it's okay to do it.
Well, because that would be a lie, right? Because it's not okay to do it.
It's not okay, right. I don't want him thinking.
And listen, you have to understand, Mark, seriously, the most powerful role model in any child's life is the same-sex parent. You are the role model. And it's not just what you say.
It's how you do it. I act.
7% of all communication is verbal. The rest of it is what you don't say, but what you do, how you conduct yourself, what kind of example you set. And believe me, children, naive as they may be, are very perceptive when they're focused on that role model. At some point, you have to decide what's more important to you. The hedonistic impulse to say, I'm a hunter and there's some prey, and I'm going to do that, or I'm a nurturer, I have a son that's going to be living with me, and I need to clean up my act and start setting an example where there's some standard so he doesn't live with the kind of problems that you're living with.
Right.
I mean, that's a decision you have to make. You know, some of the biggest lies that Sarah says that almost every cheating man tells, she lists these in the book, but she says, number one, they say, I'm not married in the true sense of the word. So the whole point being is either we're separated or we don't have intimacy anymore, where it's just a matter of convenience. Number two, my wife doesn't understand me. I guess that must still work. I'm going to leave my wife after the holidays or her birthday. It's just a matter of time. I'm waiting for this to come up. I'm currently separated. I keep my ring on to protect the children. Why do affairs happen? And how can you avoid one from happening to you? Now, I've said you might not like the answer to some of these questions, and I'm not saying this is how it should be, but I can tell you practically, I can tell you pragmatically that you're going to increase the chances of keeping your man at home and away from another woman if you are willing to work at it. Is your failure to work at it, does that explain or excuse his choice to go outside the marriage? Absolutely not. No question, it does not. But I'm telling you practically that if you invest in your marriage or relationship, you take the time to work on such things as dating and intimacy and quiet time and privacy and keeping yourself well-groomed and as attractive as you can, then you're going to improve your chances. If every day he sees you in baggy sweatpants and a chip clip in your hair and no makeup on, and he leaves and goes out into the world around women that are fluffed up and dressed up and all, that there's going to be a contrast there. You need to know that. And the same thing is true with you guys. I mean, if you're still wearing the sweatpants you wore in high school and you've now got a beer gut hanging out over the top of them and you fall asleep in your chair and make animal noises, I mean, that just is not appealing. Today we're talking about infidelity, and we're trying to look inside infidelity, and what I've been doing is giving you the point of view, because I've talked to so many wives that say, this other woman, she's a tramp, she's an interloper, she's this, she's that. What is she thinking? Well, I've tried to give you an opportunity to hear what the other woman is thinking, and I think probably you've understood from this that you know, it's just not all fun and games on this side of the issue either, that they wind up with as much pain, emptiness, and heartache as you may. And you say, well, they got to own that pain, as Melvine is saying. But I'm going to let the audience ask some questions here. So, hang on. No, I've got a mic. Go ahead.
I think as a single woman, I have been divorced, but I'm embarrassed by behavior like this, and I think there's a line you don't cross, and that is the moment you find out they're married, don't let them in again. And I'm ashamed of that. And I still have a lot of respect for marriage, and I just think that you guys sound like victims to me. You
No,
sound
I
like a
think
victim.
I think there's no victims. That's what we're trying to say. Is
There are a lot
we
of victims. A lot of
No,
victims
we're not
in this.
victims.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can
There are
be
no
victims.
victims.
Absolutely we
There are
can.
only volunteers, right?
The victims are the children, okay? Those are the victims.
And the wives.
And
the wives
And somebody
that-
who's lied to, who doesn't know that they're getting involved with somebody that's married, that puts a ring on their finger and takes them out in public. How are you to know?
There are flags. I truly believe
You're
there
right,
are
there are
signs.
flags.
There are signs.
Sometimes they are such good liars
They
that
may
you
be.
don't see those flags. And what happens to my children that are extremely devastated over the man that spoiled them rotten, and now they are upset over all the lies and everything that he told me.
Listen, there's no question, if there is a situation where you truly don't know that somebody is married, you truly have been suckered, you in good faith believe that this is a legitimate relationship, that's one situation. But come on, you guys know better. You either knew better in the beginning or you knew better soon enough into it that you could have said no.
Right.
And you chose not to.
Nobody wants to talk about the man taking
Where's the
responsibility.
responsibility?
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Why
wait a
isn't
minute. No,
anybody
hold
yelling
on.
at him?
No, let me say what I'm going to say. What you just said is not true. What you just said is not true. It's just convenient to your story. Because you're saying nobody wants to talk about the man being responsible. I have said chapter and verse, the man that makes the decision to violate the covenant and tell lies by omission or commission is responsible.
The audience, I
that
meant.
does not give you a free pass.
I meant the audience.
There's two sides to this.
I'm not
There's
looking
two
for a
si-
free pass, and I take responsibility. I have my own blame, shame, guilt, whatever. What I'm saying is the audience don't seem to want to take the fact that married men have a responsibility not to cheat on their wives. That's all. Don't
I
want
think
that.
the audience sees that very clearly. Do you or do you not recognize that the man has responsibility not to cheat on his wife? Okay. What's the most important thing you want people to understand from being here today?
I don't want to be seen as a victim, but I don't want to be seen as the person who caused this and that I'm evil for having done it.
Okay, but is what you did by making a conscious decision to have a relationship with a married man, was that wrong?
According to the laws of our society, yes. I mean,
But in your mind, it wasn't wrong.
it wasn't wrong when I was in it.
Deb?
I do feel that I'm not a victim in this and that it is a social problem and it's all about some other addictions, I feel. I think it happens in addictive personalities and obsessions happen with it, and sometimes, it's like you can't just put it down, unfortunately. So,
What's the one thing you want people to know?
That the other women do take responsibility, but to a point, and it's not really to bring the other woman down and their family. Okay, just deal with it on your own, and we will deal with it on our part.
What's the
You
most
wanna get-
important thing you want people to understand? One, you've said, I think very succinctly, in case you don't mention this, I want to say it for you. Every situation is different.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think you made that point. What else did you want to say?
Well, a lot of you women are so angry with us when he's sitting there telling you, and a lot of you women may not know, but you may have a husband just like that at home. The man I was involved with went to church every Sunday. I thought I was getting Mr. Perfect. I just wanted to get married again. I loved my home life. I put myself into my children. I did let myself maybe go wear the sweatpants and bake the cookies, and I was the room mother, and I did all that. So, and I was sad that my marriage had to end. He knew what I was looking for, and that's what he presented himself as. Everybody's got a different story, and everybody's so angry at us and generalizing. It's like we're all out to get your husbands, and we don't want anybody's husbands. We want our own guys.
You didn't want somebody else's husband.
Of course not.
Yeah. Sarah?
Well, I'd like to say that in a regular story, there's two sides to a story. In an affair, there's three. And I don't care if people love me or hate me, but I hope they could listen to me, wives especially, because I want you to know what some of your husbands are capable of, the depth of lies and deceit that they do tell us. And, you could be sitting here now and your husband could be telling another woman, my wife is dying of cancer, I need somebody to support me and to lean on. You know, I want women to know that, and I also want to try and help them affair-proof their marriages in certain ways that they won't go and cheat on them.
And the way you would affair-proof their marriages is to tell them what top 3 things?
Well, and I know you don't want to hear this, but things like act more like a mistress. Stay up late at night, even if you're tired, to hear what your husband's day was like. Don't always give him your problems if it's not the right time. Look as hot as you can. Have lots of sex with him. Make him feel special. That's why people cheat, if they're not being made to feel special. We all as human beings want to feel loved and special, and if you're not doing it for your partner, and he goes to the office and the new girl in the public relations department is hot, gives him that smile, he will gravitate to her to have that feeling that he's not getting at home.
Okay, you have said your I do's. You've vowed to be faithful forever. You spent years building a strong marriage and a thriving family, the things you value most in your life, right? But oftentimes, truth is, others just want what you have. Now, we went inside Infidelity with a recent show, and boy, did I hear from a lot of you at home. You weighed in, and some of you wanted your voices heard today. So we're continuing this dialogue about how this happens, who's responsible for the infidelity, and what to do if you're caught up in the middle of one of these dramas. Now, the mistresses said the married man is to blame because he lies and cheats on them too. And the mistresses that were here also said if the wives would just do what they do, the men wouldn't stray. Yeah, I know. I know. That was the mistresses that said that, not me. So take a look. These women are all mistresses. Sarah, you've been involved with a lot of married men.
The mistress and the wife has so much in common because we're both sharing half of one man, whereas he's getting the best out of 2 women.
You say you have a lot in common with the wives, but it's their man.
Because of my relationship with him, he was able to go home and be a better father and a better husband because he was no longer searching for the emotional connection that his wife refused to meet.
She had the nerve to look in the camera and tell us that if we're not making our men happy, that she has the right to pick up the slack. Give me a break.
You felt like you were doing a service for this family.
Yeah. I want to try and help women affair-proof their marriages.
And the way you would affair-proof their marriages?
Act more like a mistress. Look as hot as you can. Have lots of sex with him. Make him feel special. That's why people cheat.
I think we actually help their marriage because they're able to come vent with us. When I'm with him, I feel like I'm the best possible Judy that I can be.
I was amazed at the justifications and the excuses the women made for being involved with married men.
So, Judy, you're in an affair with a married man for 15 years, correct?
Yes.
You took a naked photo of you and him and put it on her window at work?
Yes, I did. You're given the impression that we are at fault at this and the men are not at fault.
Because you don't seem to take any accountability whatsoever.
I understand that everybody thinks that we are the ones that are wrong. They come to us to share their problems at home, their problems at work.
I'm actually trying to help you here. I wish we'd have had this conversation 14 years and 51 weeks ago, because I would have told you this is a dead-end street. Now, Melvine is here, and she says both men and mistresses are to blame.
It's very sad to me because I have been cheated on. It's not any one of you all's business to fix a man's marriage.
Why don't you just walk our shoes and just be
no,
like
I don't want to walk your shoes, honey.
And don't counsel and don't say anything.
No, I will never try that. I know my self-worth.
We're not looking for that.
And I will never try to walk in your shoes and tear up a person's marriage. I'm going to justify it.
Now, after that show aired, my message boards, blog, Facebook account were flooded with comments and questions, and tons of videos were uploaded to my website. Now, Michelle is one viewer who had no problem speaking her mind on my Facebook page, and she uploaded a video with some choice words for the mistresses.
DrPhil, I was so mad after watching Inside Infidelity. I could just scream at the TV. Who are these women to pass the blame onto the wives and to everybody else but themselves, not taking 1 ounce of responsibility? And who is this Sarah woman to write a book towards the other women, but market it towards wives and say that you can affair-proof a marriage? That's a joke.
My book is to try to stop women dating married men or to get out of the relationships they're in with them.
She doesn't know anything about the sanctity of marriage.
How loud were you yelling at your television?
I was screaming. I got off. I was, are you serious? You know, that was not cool.
But you weren't the only one outraged.
Yeah.
Melvine joined you. She was outraged by the mistresses playing the victim. Now, many of you wrote to me wanting to hear more from her. You'll remember Melvine. Take a look.
You have no business dating, talking to, going to lunch, you know, you're helping him, counseling him, a man about his marital issues. But if you are hurting from dating somebody's husband, then you own that pain. That pain has your name on it, and you need to deal with that pain. You have no business dating somebody's husband, period. Just say no. That's all. See, I can't talk about it.
We didn't ask for it, okay?
If you're going shopping, you know it's Christmas time, right? You got a bunch of bags, and somebody's chasing you, got a mask and a gun. You just want to go, oh, here's my stuff. Just come and rob me.
Okay, well, Sarah Simons is here. She says that Melvine is angry, in denial, and unwilling to see any other point of view but her own. Now, Melvine says Sarah's just, well, she's just crazy. She is joining us on Polycom from Virginia. So what do you want to say today before we talk to Sarah?
Well, I really don't care what Sarah thinks about me, to be honest with you, Dr. Phil. I think she's in denial. I think that the way she's living her life is not in a positive manner, and I think she's, I'm ashamed that she's a woman, to be honest with you.
All right, Sarah, what do you want to say? I mean, obviously they're
Can't change my gender.
Well, here's the deal. The primary reaction to you is that it is arrogant and condescending for you to say, I am helping your marriages by cheating with your husbands. And you're not cheating with all the husbands. I'm just saying that that's your position, that it actually helps, that it puts some spark, that it puts some fire in there.
I'm not saying that an affair should or can help a marriage. I'm saying that sometimes it does. And Melvine, lovely to see you again. I have been told from the horse's mouth that the person I was involved with, as I said, was able to be a better father and husband because he had his emotional and physical needs met with me. He didn't want to leave his wife because of the kids, the financial issues, all the regular stuff.
Listen, I hate to break it to you here, but do you suppose maybe he's just blowing smoke at you
now
here, telling
I see
you
that,
what you want to hear? It's like, oh, you're helping me, you're healing me, you're fixing
Phil,
me.
An affair can sometimes sustain an unhappy marriage.
But that still doesn't give you the right to date anybody's husband. Regardless of what type of wife I am or not, what type of man I'm married to, when a married man tries to approach a woman such as yourself to have an affair, you should say no just because of the simple fact he is married. He's already taken.
Okay, first of all, we don't always know they're married. I heard from a woman just last week who was living with somebody for 2 years before she realized that he was married.
Okay, and that is a distinct possibility. I get that. But you've not been in a relationship that you didn't know they were married. Did you not know the last one?
Yeah.
The one before that?
For 2 months with one guy, I didn't know he was married.
Okay, when you do know, does it bother you at all? Or do you just think you're helping?
No, by the time I found out that he was married, I was invested emotionally, physically. So it was too late to get out of it. It wasn't too late. I chose not to because I thought I could fix him.
It is never too late. The moment that you had your truth moment, the moment that you found out that man was married, that was your moment.
If only it was as
that was
easy
your
as that.
moment, not the wives. It wasn't the kids. It wasn't the wives. That was your truth moment.
My choice to stay.
Right?
It was
and
my
I
choice to
understand
stay.
that.
Everyone has a choice in life.
That's
I just
right.
feel that so many women are in denial. You blame the other woman. Blame your husband. He's the one that went out and cheated on you.
But why do you
Absolutely,
think
we all have a
that
choice.
you're
It's a
in
free
the
country.
right, Sarah?
I'm sorry?
Why do you think that you're in the right to date someone's husband?
I didn't say I'm in the right. I'm saying it was my choice at the time. They were the chaps I had chemistry with.
But you actually are justifying it by saying it helps. I mean, this is like trespassing. It's not like you wandered onto somebody's property and you didn't know that you had gone from yours to theirs. There's a fence there, and it says no trespassing. Keep off. Not welcome. This is not your place. You don't belong.
And the man shouldn't be trespassing too.
And so he reaches over and helps you over the fence, and you climb over there, and you guys pitch a tent and just decide that's okay. Now, you can talk about what he does, and we'll get to that in a minute, but you walk up to the fence line, you climb over, and you trespass right into somebody's marriage. I guess the problem that I have with it, and a lot of people have with it, is, look, If you're running a red light and you know it, okay, you know it. But to then turn around and say, I'm actually helping these women.
I'm not saying I'm helping. I'm saying sometimes
That is
an
what you
affair
said.
can help. And that's why I tell women not to date married men. Don't be their doormat to help their marriage.
All right, Dawn has been married for 21 years and says there's nothing wrong with having an affair, and she's willing to challenge anyone who disagrees. Now, she's asked that we not show her face on television, so we're not going to do that. So where are you, Dawn? Okay, so talk to me. What is it you're saying here?
Well, first of all, Dr. Phil, I see that you're wearing your no pest strip on your wedding hand, so you're safe, I think. I've been married 21 years.
This is a no pest strip?
Yes, it keeps them away.
Yeah, apparently not. But so why do you say that there's just no problem with having an affair, and you'll debate anybody that says it is a problem?
Well, because I have a mistress. I'm not the mistress. I'm married, and I had a lover who was not married. So I was sort of in the role that the man often plays.
Are you having an affair now with a married man?
No. I did start casually seeing someone about 6 weeks ago. We've started seeing each other, but just socially and casually, with feelings developing, I must say. However, after a talk I had with Sarah just yesterday, I phoned him up and I pretty much put it in his face. I said, are you still having sex with your wife and are you in love with her? And
excuse me, I thought you just said you weren't having an affair with a married man.
I'm not. Before going to bed with him or consummating, I wanted to know.
You were until last night?
No, he lives in another state.
What did he tell you?
I'll tell you what, he was a stand-up guy. He said, yes, I still have sex with my wife. And I said, well, then I'm not interested in continuing this with you. Okay. And he sent me emails begging, but I'm in love with you. And I think every wife needs to hear this because his wife is still having sex with him. His wife still goes to church and sits on the front row with him on Sundays. And I said, well, what's missing from your life? Why are you telling me regularly about your desires and what you want to consummate?
Why did you even get that far if you knew he was married?
That's a good question. I'm in a marriage which I feel I cannot get out of because of the fact that I'm the primary breadwinner.
If that's the case, why would you complicate by going and get involved with somebody else's husband?
Well, but I'm not. And
She's
I guess
looking for
I
somebody
learned
in
that.
her position that's not having sex with their partner and that she can perhaps, have her emotional needs met because she's in a very unhappy marriage that she can't leave.
So you're saying that she's looking for somebody, and you know this because you're counseling her, that she would like to find someone like herself who's in a dead marriage.
Exactly.
Yes. And then these two dead marriage partners can go together, and your theory is that would be a winning formula.
Misery meet company. Yes.
So that would be a winning formula. You get somebody that's cheating on their wife and you're cheating on your husband, so you build a relationship totally on deception and say, this has got to be a winner.
But I didn't go down that road. And I see your point. The question is, do I forego happiness the rest of my life until I can see light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe the economy improves, maybe things change for me. Do I wallow in misery? I don't know. Maybe you have the answers for me. Maybe I'm being counseled by the wrong person.
Maybe.
I'm just teasing Sarah. No, she's wonderful. She's wonderful.
Because this is just an alternative. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe what you do is you just step up and say, look, this isn't working. I'm going to get a divorce like everybody else, and then I'm going to go out and try to meet someone that has some kind of something to offer me, not somebody else's husband, somebody that I have a future with, or decide to be alone. I don't know. But a relationship that is born from the one you're describing, where you're cheating on your husband, he's cheating on his wife, you both are justifying it because things aren't working, so you're just going to come together and hope the kids don't find out along the way. That's a dead-end street, lady. That's not going to work. You know it's not. How many times have you heard if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Many of you wrote me about a recent show we did on infidelity. Now, today the viewers are talking back and we're having a candid conversation. Now, my goal here is to try to get some insights and some understanding here. I'm here with Sarah Simons, author and self-proclaimed infidelity analyst. And here to offer what he calls the all-man perspective is Steve Santagati, the author of The Manual, A True Bad Boy Explains How Men Think, Date, and Mate, and what women can do to come out on top. Now, Steve thinks he knows exactly why men cheat and found a few guys on the street who agreed with him and were willing to fess up. Take a look.
You know, Dr. Phil, they say men are dogs because we cheat. Well, we're gonna hit the streets here to find out why. But I mean, aren't we really cute? Have you ever cheated?
Honestly, yeah.
Why?
Maybe it has to do with my dissatisfaction with the person I was with.
Is there anything a woman can do to stop a guy from cheating besides break his legs?
No.
There's so much at risk to cheat. Why do we do it anyways?
I think that it's low self-esteem coupled with a big ego.
Is there anything about cheating that's fun?
The thrill of not getting caught and the thrill of doing that act and being sneaky and covering all the tracks and feeling like you're wanted from two separate places. For the most part, we are Neanderthal ate pigs.
But you say that in a bad way. If a man cheats on his wife, does the wife bear any of the responsibility for him taking that action?
She obviously plays a role.
Well, what about if she gains 400 pounds?
Then you do what you gotta do.
What would be the trigger in a relationship to make a guy cheat?
Being turned down for sex in the morning.
Okay, what else?
Being turned down for sex in the evening.
And of course at lunchtime. Thank you very much, AJ. Have you ever cheated at any point in your life?
Have I? Yes.
One word of advice to men that are thinking about cheating.
Be prepared to lose the person you're cheating on and be prepared to not stay with the person that you're cheating with.
What are women doing wrong that their men are cheating on them?
Being the same woman every single day. I think guys get bored, we're visually stimulated, and if we're in an environment where we're seeing lots of interesting and attractive things around us, it's going to be more difficult to stay focused on what we've got at home.
What do you think is so provocative about cheating? Why do you think it's so fun?
It's always fun to have sex with somebody else.
Why'd you look at that old lady when you said that?
I'm that desperate.
Well, Dr. Phil, after talking to all these guys today, I realized that there are some universal truths as to why men cheat. But the good news is that not all guys cheat, and there are actually some things women can do. You're not powerless.
All right. All right, Steve, you've written a book about this. You've interviewed men all over the place about this. So enlighten us all. Why do men cheat?
First of all, what I think, I'm sitting down there listening to all you ladies fighting with each other, and this is perfect because you beat each other up every single day. You're too old, you're too skinny, your hair's too short, your hair's too this. And you guys are, I love that you're fighting, because while you're fighting, I'm over here in the corner going, hee, 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 hee. I'm finding all these targets out there. The fact of the matter is...
I don't even want to stand next to you.
Hey, listen.
Incoming!
The other thing that everybody does, relationship experts, blah, 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 is there's always like, how do I keep my man from cheating? How do I get a guy to like me? How do I win him back? I get 1 million of these emails. Fact of the matter is, that means you're on the defense. How about being powerful? How about being in the offense? How about being a black widow, ladies, for once, and saying, you know what? I should be so great that he's gonna stay with me and he'd be stupid to cheat. Exactly. However, we're built to cheat biologically. Exactly. You're women, stop. Yes. No different than they are programmed biologically to desire the alpha male. That's just how it goes. I'll put you with the doormat, you won't stay with them. I'm gonna desire more women because that's how we're wired.
It's true.
Oh, really? Then how many of you like the nice guy, the doormat, the guy that's wishy-washy? Raise your hands. Okay, there's 5 of them.
All right, but listen, there's a lot of gray area between some mealy-mouthed doormat that won't stand up and some guy that's just a serial affair guy. I mean, just one after the other after the other. There's a whole lot of gray area in between there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but here's the deal. People are stupid. First of all, they get married way too early. I tell women they shouldn't even think about marrying a guy under 40, number one. They don't think it through. And sadly, in our society right now, people don't hold this. You talked about the sanctity of marriage. People don't think of marriage as anything important anymore.
You make some outrageous generalizations. And
well,
you
because
say, no, but when you say them like it's a fact, you say, people are stupid. That's what you
they
said.
Are. And in general, obviously, there's not everybody's stupid.
People aren't stupid.
Not everybody's stupid. Well, the divorce rate wouldn't be 50%.
Everybody here got dressed today. They operated a motor vehicle. They came over here. You did. She did. What do you mean people are stupid?
Really? Then
I mean, people are stupid.
Why is the divorce rate 50%? I'm saying they don't think it through.
Because
they
there's
don't,
people like her that don't say no.
No, excuse me. So many women are in
It's people
denial.
that
This
don't
is why
say
it's
no.
great you're doing this show. Men and women are watching this show at home in millions of homes. They're not having sex with their partners. I'd love to know why a wife stops having sex with their
That's not your business.
It is my
Hold
business.
on.
Yes, I'm here to help. You don't have to like me.
How do you think I learned to be quote unquote bad? From women.
You're a victim.
No, I was a willing participant.
All right, another viewer, Sonia, is disgusted by the selfishness of anyone who cheats. Sonia, what do you want to say?
I just can't believe how selfish people are, like how you think. I'm 22 years old and I'm already scared of people like you. And I understand it's whole people are rushing into things, you know, they're not thinking it through before they're married. I think if you want to cheat, stay single. Don't come and muck with us. Don't come and muck with us that are in relationships.
You said a very important thing. You said you're scared. Why not go in strong?
Right.
And
No,
brave?
I'm strong. I'm scared, I guess, of men like that think like you as
They
well.
all do.
If
Trust
you're
me, whether
with
they
the
are
right
plumbers
guy,
to
you're
politicians.
scared.
Yes,
but
they do, ladies. Trust me. Who do you think they're going to be honest with, me or you?
Now, Steve says men cheat because wives let themselves go. Some of you think that's what I said when we talked about this last time. That ain't right. We'll talk about all of that when we come back. All right, do you have to be unhappy in a marriage to have an affair? Now, a recent study in the Journal of Marriage and Family says no. Married couples who said they were pretty happy were twice as likely to have an affair as folks who reported being very happy. So why would a happily married man cheat? Now, I'm here with Sarah Simons and Steve Santagati. We're talking about all of this. You say women set themselves up for this.
Yes. Women do a couple of things. Number one, women that are jealous and they set up these walls, like you better not look at her. I want to look at your phone. I want to look at your email. All of a sudden what you did is make cheating extremely provocative, and cheating is very fun when you're doing it right. Number two, we married a woman with long hair, pretty. We found you sexually attractive. Women have children, they cut their hair short. They push the stroller. They stop doing the makeup. They don't care about themselves anymore and they gain weight. And guys, by the way, are just as guilty as this, but we're focusing on women right now. So you let yourself go. I don't see you as sexy another and I start seeing it. Oh, another woman out there all fluffed up.
And that's why I say women should act more like mistresses.
No, that I
keep
disagree with. That,
Why?
Sarah, and the other thing is what I heard, you guys, come on, you're not helping a man's marriage. You know what, get out of the marriage and start fresh.
No, excuse me. Can I speak?
No.
Yes, I can. Dr. Phil, can I speak? The other woman helps sustain a marriage, and that's why I say get out. Because you're just doing a community service for a guy who's never going to leave his wife.
No.
Yes.
Look, can I just...
If you're bored and in a stale marriage
show.
and you're with somebody else...
See the name, I saw the show.
I know, we've been through this.
No, hold on.
Hold on. Say what you want to say.
I want to say this. No, you're not helping a guy's marriage. That's between the husband and the wife, number one.
I disagree.
All right. No.
I can say I disagree.
I think you are so diluting yourself with that crap you're saying that you're telling yourself, and you wire around it inconsistently. You say, I'm helping the marriage. Well, I'm helping it because he will stay longer because I'm taking some of the heat over here. That's not helping the marriage. That's just allowing a marriage that's in trouble to limp along.
Right,
My view is if
then
you don't want to be married, do what you have to do to try to fix it. If you can't, get out. Don't sneak around and cheat.
I agree.
And wait, I remember my other point. This is really important. Ladies, if the guy's a cheater, right, and you justify it by saying, well, he's going to cheat with somebody else, that's like me saying he's going to buy crack anyways. I may as well sell it to him.
A viewer named Debbie took offense to something I said, or she says I said, on the last show. Take a look.
The most extreme comment that I felt frustration with on the show was the impression that you gave women across this entire nation that if they're not fluffed and puffed and looking their best, that this type of thing can enter into their lives and cause destruction. Women already have enough issues with regards to self-esteem when you look at magazines, and to have you say that was disrespectful to all women across this country.
All right, Debbie, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. So your objection was that I gave the impression that what?
I felt like you made a colossal oops with your statement regarding women needing to stay fluffed and puffed. In my impression, it gave me the feeling that you were saying that if we don't keep ourselves beautiful as determined by someone else's standards, then we're vulnerable to infidelity happening in our lives. And in my opinion, physical attractiveness, whether it's regarding men or women, is not, nor should it ever be implied to be a path to justify infidelity.
Okay, well, you know, it's so interesting how people are sensitized and hear certain things. I have a transcript here of exactly, precisely what I said. And let me just go over this with you. I said, why do affairs happen, and how can you avoid one from happening to you? Now, I've said you might not like the answers to some of these questions, and I'm not saying this is how it should be, but I can tell you practically, I can tell you pragmatically that you're going to increase the chances of keeping your man at home and away from another woman if, and I go through a litany here, one, you are willing to work at it. Is your failure to work at it, does that explain or excuse his choice to go outside the marriage? Absolutely not. No question, it does not. I'm reading verbatim here. But I'm telling you practically that if you invest in your marriage, you take the time to work on such things as dating, intimacy, quiet time, privacy, and keeping yourself well-groomed and attractive as you can, then you're going to improve your chances. Do you disagree that you are going to, and I'll keep reading into another part here in a second, do you disagree that you're going to improve your marriage if you're willing to work at it and spend time dating and communicating and all of those sort of things?
I do not disagree that you're going to improve your marriage with that, but I think that a focus on avoiding infidelity should have been much more geared towards communication versus physical attractiveness.
Hold on a minute. I don't know how else to say. Maybe you're just wanting to stick to your guns here, but I'm wondering if you forgot that I said you have to take time to do such things as dating, intimacy, quiet time, privacy. Those were all things that keeping well-groomed was number 5 or 6 on the list.
But Dr. Phil, the part that came out loud in my head was the fluffed and puffed.
And what you're talking about is the next sentence. I gave the example of every day he sees you in baggy sweatpants with a chip clip in your hair and no makeup on, he leaves and goes out into the world around women that are fluffed up and dressed up, and there's going to be a contrast there. You need to know that. And then I said the same thing is true with guys. If you're still wearing the sweatpants you wore in high school and you've now got a beer gut hanging over the top of them, and you fall asleep in your chair and make animal noises, that's just not going to be appealing. That is just one element of what I'm, so let me respond to you very clearly. If you're asking me, do I think that if women don't groom themselves well, that they're responsible for their husband straying? I will tell you absolutely, unequivocally, no, I do not believe that. Did not mean to impart that to you or anyone else. So if that's your question, no, I don't think that.
Good, because that was the impression that I was left with, and that's certainly not the case.
What do you want to say, Steve?
Look at her haircut. You focused.
Oh, you can't say that.
Don't question my haircut. Wait a second.
Hold on. Let me just say. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm trying to do the most loving, honest thing I can, which is be truthful. Let me just hear me out.
I think she's as cute as she can be.
Can I please finish?
You finish, and then you'll hear me out.
I've already listened to you.
No,
Women,
Debbie, believe me, I'm going to let you speak, Debbie. Just hold on. Let me let him dig his hole a little deeper. Go ahead.
She focused on the thing she's most insecure about. I'm sure you're a beautiful woman if you put time in it. Most people are lazy, though, and they don't want to put time into their looks. And I got news for you. I could introduce you to a lot of wonderful, great, honest, non-cheating men that you're not physically attracted to, and you won't be with. All I'm saying, and I'm not taking the heat on this, is that long after the marriage, the I-dos, the relationship isn't over. You can't just lean back, be the fat guy sitting in your chair with the remote, men. And ladies, we still want women. We married women. We didn't marry a housewife. That's the truth.
Okay, but wait a minute.
And I think cutting the hair is a personal thing for me.
Hold on. What in the world does that have? What does it have to do with her hairdo?
Short
her
hair.
hairdo is as cute as it can be.
The studies show, and I know my personal thing is most men like long hair.
Halle Berry, hello.
Well, you can get away with short hair, but Halle Berry and you are anomalies. All right? My point.
Hold on, stop. Okay, Debbie, what did you want to say, if anything, to dignify this comment? Go ahead.
I swear I'm going to come through my phone. My husband loves...
My work is done here. My work is done.
Debbie, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I work out 7 days a week. I take care of myself. I'm 41 years old, and my husband loves my naturally curly hair, which is why it's short. I have not melded into some frumpy housewife because I have a husband and a daughter. I still take care of myself, and quite honestly, I'm better looking at 41 years old than I ever was at 26. And that's a factual statement. So if you're going to justify that because my hair is short, that is the biggest line of BS I've ever heard. That should have nothing to do with it. There should be no bearing on that.
You made my point.
How did I make your point?
You take care of yourself. I don't like short hair. Most guys don't like short hair. A lot of women
My husband likes short hair, and I don't care what you like.
How do you make these pronouncements? Most guys don't like
because
short hair.
I know. I did the research. I did the homework.
You did.
Yes, I did.
You did the research. You conducted a study.
Do you like short hair?
My husband
Do you like short hair on women? Do you find long hair or short hair sexier?
It depends.
In general.
No, it
in
depends
general.
on the one.
In general.
I don't have a preference.
Okay, well, I do.
Okay, Robin, what do you want to say?
Oh, thank you.
His wife's got long hair.
Stand up.
Okay, I have a lot to say.
And long hair.
First of all, Sarah, you lose all credibility with me when you say you admire a man who thinks he's a better husband and a better father because he is having an affair. A man who has an affair does not have the right to be a husband and a father and have anyone be faithful to him. So he loses all credibility. An affair does not make you a better spouse. No. And you,
Young man. Yes,
oh man, in fact, you're ruined for life because I cannot imagine a woman out there who has seen this will want to have anything to do with you.
Amen. You want to hear?
No. The fact.
The best.
Hold it. Let me tell you, you don't want any part
No,
of
I'll
this.
take it. You ready for this?
You don't want any part of
You ready for this? This is how you're built.
Talking.
This is how you're built, ladies. The worse I am, the more you want me.
Stop me when I'm wrong. Married to my husband for 33 years.
Because he's a real man.
Nothing to do with the fact that I have long hair, but it has to do with the fact that we have respect, dignity, and integrity
And he's a man
for
with
each other.
And he's a man with. You married her. You're a man with an edge.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did marry her. And if I wasn't married to her right now, I would excuse myself, go find her, and ask her.
There you go.
Let me tell you. No question about it. Well, we did a show a few weeks ago with the other woman being the focus. We said, all right, we're going to bring some mistresses on here. We're going to let them talk about how they think, why they do the things they do, what their point of view is. We did that, and I heard from thousands of you, thousands of you, most of whom wanted to come and open up a can of whoop-ass on these mistresses. You did. So we decided to come back and continue this conversation. We're talking about why men cheat and why these women who cheat with them seem to think they're the victims and that it's okay. Now, you just heard from Robin, who says this idea that you have that you're some kind of cool jerk bad boy and that gives you an edge with the ladies. Everybody's always talked about that there's the bad boy image appeals to women. And that might be true with some women some of the time for a weekend. but I don't think it's necessarily who they want to be the father to their children, the partner with them for their life.
But they want
now,
them.
I will say, I don't think I'm boring. I mean, I think...
No, but you're from Texas.
We
you're
live
real
a
man.
pretty laid-back life, but I don't think I'm highly predictable. I think I try to continue to be interesting. But I don't think it's because I'm some kind of bad boy. And we've been together, what, 37 years, 38 years?
Maybe you were a bad boy when
We've
she
been
met
married
you.
for 33.
Hold on, let me respond to this. But your man has an edge. His yes is his yes and his no is a no. He's a real man. You feel safe with him, okay? That's number one. I want to say something else too, ladies, just to go back onto the cheating thing. Ultimately, if a guy cheats on you, it's his responsibility and it's his fault. You can do things as a woman to alleviate some of those problems, but the guy is the one that takes the physical action. Now, having said that, I'll respond to the bad boy thing. Bad boys represent alpha males. That's what's running through your blood. The guys that know enough about this, we cater to it. Your wife is in love with you because you have an edge. You're a strong man. And women, most women, again, I'm speaking in generalities because we're doing a talk show, not a documentary.
And this is your opinion.
This is fact. This is science.
No, it is.
Dr. Helen Fisher, anthropologist. Carl Sagan and his wife Ann Dryan wrote a book called Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors. Men, the male of our species, it's no different in nature. The brightest feathers, the biggest antlers, the dominant male, the female that plays coy and makes the male hunter. That's how it works, and it works with us. No matter the cell phones, the clothes, the makeups, the money, it doesn't matter. This is who we are.
All right, now let's talk to Tommy for a second. Tommy's been married 3 years. He says that he has urges, but it's too risky. What do you mean urges?
I'd be a fool to say that I don't look, or my wife Lacey, love you Lacey, my wife Lacey doesn't look. But the bottom line is that we try, and we're not ignorant of the fact of the examples we see out there, that it frightens us sometimes to say, hey, we need to work at our relationship more. You guys are a great couple. I mean, you guys are perfect for each other.
We should have our own show.
But there are some that think they deserve each other.
For me, the cheating part, it just freaks me out. You got to fight that because it is in your system. That's right. It is in your system. That's right. But that doesn't mean that you can't fight that or be a guy and say, oh, I'm never going to die and be Peter Pan. You know, I admit it to myself. A lot of people have called me Peter Pan, you know, and I have got that problem.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.